Have you ever heard someone tell a good story? Like a really good story that makes you lose track of time and sucks you in and you just get caught up in it. Like, it doesn't even need to be a fantastic story, you know? It can be just the storyteller themselves. The way they tell their story, they could suck you in and just keep you there for a while, making you feel exactly what they felt when they experienced that story. Well, that's my passion, sort of. You know, it's the whole listening to stories thing, but then taking their stories and being able to share them with other people. And I do this through documentaries. I basically love to sit down and meet new people and share stories of my life and hear stories of theirs and just get to live their lives through their experiences for a while. And I think in today's day and age, that's a very important thing, especially if those people don't exactly look like me, you know? But anyway, this is what I love to do, and it's what I will be doing for the rest of my life. Like, take this story for example. This is Jonathan. He is the head coach of a dragon boat racing team. Or this story of Sean, who is a conductor for the trolley systems in Tampa, Florida. Or this story. His name is Juan, and he's a typewriter poet working out of Tampa, Florida. All of these stories are stories that I have heard because of my passion. It's the only reason I've sat down with them and heard such amazing stories from them and now get to share them. And yeah, it's super fun, and it's all fun and games when the stories are fun, but there's more than just fun stories. Let me introduce you to my grandfather. His name is
Richard Anthony Wallace.
He's an amazing man, and I look up to him with such admiration. He is a fantastic father of 12 and a great husband to his wife and my Nana Florence. But he's also served in World War II. And I remember growing up, I always heard pieces of his time abroad. And he was in the Navy. He worked on tugboats. And if you don't know what those are, that's cool. I didn't for a while. So basically, he was in charge of fixing ships, you know. And he has so many stories of fixing ships or saving men whose ships went down. And there's a key difference between tugboats and battleships, where when battleships are in battle and they're getting shot and damaged and it gets deemed too dangerous and they get called to retreat, that's when my grandfather goes in. He goes into the battle, goes into hell, as we put it, and he would be tasked with getting these men out. And he was 19. I'm 19. He was in Japanese waters, you know, fighting for his life and saving others. And there's a cricket living in my garage that's been there for a couple months, because every time I go to put a Tupperware container on him, you know, he jumps at me. But he has amazing stories from his time growing up in another life, another time that I will never be able to experience. And unfortunately, this year he passed, and I don't think he got the send-off he deserved because of Corona. And I want his story to be heard, but he's not here to tell it anymore. But he did trust me to tell it, and so now that's where the importance of my passion comes in. I believe it's the telling of stories and recording them so stories are never lost, and they can continue to be experienced by other people who wouldn't otherwise have access to them. He was the storyteller that I described at the beginning, and he could take you through these heart-wrenching stories while also making you laugh through it all. And I want other people to be able to experience that kind of storytelling, you know? It's why I have the passion of spreading these stories. There's a special vulnerability that people have when they're giving you a piece of their life and trusting you to share it the way that they wanted it to be told. You know, it really truly is a special thing that I get to experience that not a lot of other people do. But it's what I want to do for the rest of my life. You know, it's my passion. Really, it's people. It's hearing people. It's seeing people. It's spending time with people different than me and finding out what we have in common and going on to spread that to an even wider audience. You know, that's me. That's what I love, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing.